Joining him this afternoon, and if you don't know him, he is the main cog in the engine room that is Speed Poets that we enjoy in Brisbane once a month. So can we welcome to the stage Rob Morris and Shesh Money.
They are enormous, as the phantom skull cave is enormous. These childhood heroes who bashed back the dull years for us so that adventure could be ours. I conjure Ram Chandra, snake boy, showground scientist, turbaned taipan man, artfully milking anti-venin, circumnavigating our land's incredulity, then arriving safe as milk at the CSIRO, down in the big smoke of Canberra, then Shanghai back north to save Ram's own life. Was it the 23rd bite? This is a plight line that only destiny or Ram could contrive. And Ram survived. There must always be a Ram Chandra. Roll up! Roll up! Make way for shamans, Delahunties, skinny phantom swaggers, shippers on 100 tracks, moonlit by the blue minion out of Bullia, and a voice mutters, "Oh, strike me lucky," like Chips might say, or that mad young dingo Errol from Tassie, like 1,000 women who never knew air conditioning. May think it's strange, may say it. They all know their lines. They are flesh and myth and blarney sap patted down and entwined. Like a giant tight man strangling a man's glistening giant arm and trying to strangle that man. They are everything enormous, everywhere, transcendent, and you can almost touch them. Almost. Like every hero who is human. Like every ghost who walks. Like a naked hen handled under a Puritan sun. I get knocked about and I go on. There's this old sailor, old tiger, ill at ease, hands on knees, sitting in his cane chair. Ancient, scratched cane chair. Willing the sea, air, salty air, bell diving down into his lungs, willing it to blow through his flinty hair, sitting, sipping black tea on the veranda of time and tide. And he says, "Hello," to blue-haired Vera, who likes his jokes, that's all. Who says, all lipstick, "You're like a tattoo on that chair." "Oh, God, here's me bust. If you're down the pub later, I might see you there." Old sailor, old tiger, he sniffs like a greyhound. Says, "Righto, old sailor, old mariner, reading tides, nodding off, adds, yeah, to make it clear to blue-haired Vera. Just likes his jokes, that's all. Vera with the blue hair. And we don't see women with that shade of blue much around here. Vera, who shares his jokes like kids share joints. Who says he's a good character, he's a good bloke, who daily goes in and out like a tide, who cackles like a valve radio at the thought. And the bus stops, swallows Vera, and the bus is gone, leaving old Tiger, old sailor, hands on his knees, black tea in tree root hands. Old Tiger, old sailor, out on the veranda of time and tide, captain of his cane chair, looking at the sea. Old Tiger, old sailor. I told Vera once, that's where they left the best of me. There's no push anymore. No rattling reshes, dozen dripping at the door, gathered up from the cross, or St Kilda or Darlow or the North Shore, trying in 10 ways to sociologically score, to talk anarchy, or nomad's theory, or war, but there's no push anymore. There's no push still around, on the rich or the poor side of town. There's no Andersonian laughter exploding crackers on the street. There's no word jazz to a libertarian beat. We all know there's no push anymore. There's no dashing gas, temporarily down on his arse, having conked out at the track. There are no dreamers in push colours. There are no great-minded gals and fine-talking fellas. Prepare for a big inner-city ball, because there ain't no push anymore. There's no sign at the Royal Hotel saying, Lillian Roxon, rock here. There are no ghosts in surge trying to catch a deer. There are no push arty after this great party. There are no socialists to be ravaged or revered. I can't even find a captain for a beer. There's no push around here. There's no young Germain trying to get a point across. Going again. There's no Fink or Soap off to the flicks. There's no card game right out in the sticks. Let's be clear. What is your year? There's no push around here. Old pal, could you stand me a fire? It's that back rent. Ah, you are the immaculate mod. Heaven sent. Oh, let me buy you the beer. Out of your 5. And we'll salute simply being alive, old pal. Thanks to you, I survive. We survive. Encore! If you were a bell, I would ring you. If you were a song, I would sing you. You're a push pal to the end. Even though they say, and they do say, that there isn't any push anymore. Poems for Lillian Roxon. Lillian lived just down the road in Newfoundland. She came from Europe with her family. You may have read about her. She produced the first rock encyclopedia. But I told Chief I will not be rambling on about Lillian, because hopefully the poems can explain her personality if I've done my job a little bit all right. Strolling home through New Farm Park, reading an ancient article about Tallulah Bankhead. Lillian, catching the last tram, Pink Elephant. Laughing at some joke she left there like a tip. Lillian, who'd seen too much to be scared of ordinary days. Lillian, reading at the ballad, luminescent joy made flesh, holding up a 3 and 6 penguin like a trophy and saying, "Have a look at this." Lillian at the South Brisbane station, off to Sydney waving frantically to the conductor. Lillian, outside the university philosophy rooms, lauding Adler, going, "Ah." Lillian gains the push and loses innocence after consultation. Lillian laughing out loud in the quiet please room. Lillian meets Germaine in New York, then metamorphosises. 2 GDs going out of their bottles. Lillian, queen of Max's, but lonely at 3 a.m. Take a big breath, Lillian. Heavier and hungrier for that every new experience. Lillian. Darling, everybody knows, even hotshot writers can't get a doctor after dark in New York. Lillian, wheezing on the floor, surrounded by her great rock and roll show, seeing at last her conflict made clear. Now this wouldn't happen at home. Lillian, you don't have to go on working with Pearly, girly. You're off, but not to London. Not to their old dart. Not for you. There is beauty heavy as history, conjuring of class and you. But there was no real talk. There was no authentic frenzy. There was nothing for risk beyond some cool rock and roll bands. There was no looking forward. There was no pushing the envelope as your American whippets whined all week. London was Earth Rose, territory, Oz trials. You needed a new Wild West, or East social soil that was best to garden a new language. Greenwich Village, no pogroms, no damage at arm's length, or spending good time trying, but never quite succeeding to fit in. You spurned that now and you spurned it then. You could live because you could write. The first rock encyclopedia. A world with another deadline. You'd have them by the short and curlies. You'd do it. Lillian, you would do it A to Z. Even if it killed you. Push for life itself. Push for recognition. Push for general health. Push for dignity. Come on, push. Come on, push. Push. Oh, push. Push. Here comes baby. I can see baby's head. Calling Dr. Benway. Here comes baby. I can see baby's head. Let's call him in. Push. Good girl. Push. Come on. Push. Come on. Push. Push for the retail sector. Christmas is here. Push for Dan Murphy. Push for cards, whiskey and beer. Push second gear. Push used to meet in pubs, and they took sociology and philosophy until things changed, and this push was pushed into history, remembered by you and me. It was a push. It was an intellectual push. Everything is a push. The whole of life is a push. And the push is on. Push for the races. Oh, the races. Push for life generally. But don't push yourself too hard. I'll see you about 3:30 under that tree. We'll push. We'll push that gauge. We'll push for a higher wage. Push for Australia. Push for everything you said. Push for everything I heard. One last, come on, push. Come on, push. Come on, push. And 3, relax. Thank you. She's coming.
Morris and She's running. And keep that applause going for Aidan Rolfe and Coral Carter. What a great afternoon. At 5 o'clock we have the Filmmakers Challenge on here, so make sure you come back or down into the shop front, which I cannot remember what was on. Slam, that's it. It was something. Okay, and also don't forget to check out the bookshop, and you can purchase some raffle tickets or some books. So thanks very much and good afternoon.
I got all your sides, I think. Did we do well?
Well, it kept going. I mean, you didn't have feet, of course, because you got the thing.
No.
But
as long as, yeah.
He was well in shot.
Oh, good.
And you would have got all the mannerisms and the
yeah, well, I've got all the close
so
ups.
Yeah.
And that's Rob, yes. I mean, that's what's wonderful about Rob, trying to, get him in camera.
And Sheesh was in camera, but again, you wouldn't have got all of him, I don't think.